Okay, well, good afternoon. Week 5 of lockdown videos in the garden. Can you believe it's 5 weeks I've been doing these videos? And the weather's not changed. The weather's still the same as ever. Still red hot. We've had some rain, which is great. And you can see that the garden's a lot greener. The grass particularly is a lot greener now than it has been for a long time. And it doesn't crunch under your feet anymore, which is really good news. And everything's growing quite nicely now and coming into flower very, very quickly. And up this side here we've still got our fuchsias. Well, at least they look like fuchsias, they smell like fuchsias, and the flowers look like fuchsias, so I'm going to call them fuchsias. But they're very odd. They're red. Well, the leaves are red. Maybe that's just the variety. So on this side of the garden, there's a bit of shade now, but we've got these really big variegated specimens, I suppose you'd call them. And this one, further back here, this one produces a kind of a flower in the centre. You can just see last year's flower right in the middle of it. But it should come again this year, we'll see. And then at the very top we've got all sorts of things coming out, including these really strangely coloured roses. Probably these around the other side are better to see. Look at the colour of that. Amazing colour for a rose. When you think most roses are like that one that's red over there. Lots of the roses are coming out now. Magnificent ones. The dump is still the dump. And we'll walk past that very quickly. Let's have a look back down this side. As we come back down the side here, have a look at the apples. They've enjoyed having a bit of rain. And they're coming on quite a lot now. It's supposed to be a few months yet before they're ready. And in the corner there we've got the cat. There he is. He comes into the garden quite a lot. kills anything he can find. You can't actually get anywhere near him. As soon as you try and get anywhere near him, he runs off. Let's have a go. Let's see how close I can get to him. Well, this is doing very well. Oh, then again, maybe not. That's him. He's off. I call him Scaredy. Eh? Oh yeah, Scaredy cat. Oh. Not happy. Not happy. There he goes. And then coming down this side of the garden we've got some buddleia. Is it buddleia? No, it's not buddleia, is it? Hebe. These are hebes, aren't they? No, I think there's no buddleias out just yet. I think it's a white buddleia just about. We'll be starting up there somewhere, but it's not quite there yet. Take it back out and have a look. So again, lots of roses down this side of the garden. The big white thing's kind of had its day. It's amazing in a week how it changes. It was covered in white flowers and there's very little of it left now. And down this side of the garden, all the action really is in the greenhouse. I don't know whether this comes out on the video or not, but this is all meshed over now in black mesh to try and stop the pigeons eating the grass seed, because we want to try and get this corner seeded. So we'll see what happens. Here the big news in this part of the garden. At last, we've got the potatoes coming through, and they're all the way up there. There's some very small ones and some a little bit bigger than others, but yeah, they're all starting to come through, which is great news. And you can also see here, every time I plant beans they get eaten. So now the beans are in their own little cell. These are roofing slates pushed into the ground, bars over the top to try and keep the beans from being eaten. There are actually beans in there, and if you look between the yeah, they're all inside there, tucked away, which is great. The remainder of this then is a lot of tomato plants growing, and then on this side we've got the courgettes, which are growing at quite a pace. We actually had our first courgettes on the barbecue last night. It was great. And then we've got more tomatoes here, which are kind of starting to grow up a little bit now. But interestingly, the outside ones grow much slower than the ones in the greenhouse. Then back down on this side, past the orange tree, which is still producing blossom, but with no oranges as yet. I've had a bit of a clean up on this side now, so we've got chilies growing there, and then up at the back I've put another tray for the chilies there to grow, which just makes everything else a bit cleaner. And I replanted the second of the cucumber plants, which is this one down here, and that's going crazy as well, like the other one. But the other one, by comparison, is enormous. It's a complete triffid. It's now maybe 3 feet tall. I'm going to try and show you, and get down inside here. You can see the cucumbers are all in there, they're all flowering. That's a cucumber there, and there are some slightly bigger than that, but this really is growing everywhere. So we'll see what it's doing by the end of the season. Meanwhile, all the rest of the tomatoes are growing as well. And the ones that were the original ones on this side, now I've got quite big tomatoes down here. They're growing quite well. And then all of the, well, if I choose this side, you can see a lot of the lettuce now is beginning to bolt. It's getting that old really, and something started to eat it as well. Not sure what, because it's in the greenhouse. And then the strawberries are here. They've got lots of little strawberries on them now, which is great. And then if we come back out of the greenhouse, because it's so flaming hot in here, that's better. Back out to the back of the garden, and that brings us back around the rest of the back of the house. And this area here where the barbecue is, it gets really hot in the afternoons. Now we have to have all these windows open as soon as the sun gets around at lunchtime, because inside there it gets to 27-28 degrees. It's getting very, very hot in there. And that's it. So there we are, back around. I'll see you next week.